They score! They score!
Welcome to God's Playbook with your host, Father Rico Passero.
Lock at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown!
Let's play ball.
1, 2, 3. Happy New Year. Friends, Merry Christmas to you. We continue this octave of Christmas, but today is New Year's Eve. A day that many people make resolutions that are likely to be broken by Monday. And yet, we have to ask ourselves the question, when it comes to faith, what kind of resolution am I prepared to make? Now, as Catholics, we know that Advent began our new liturgical year a few weeks ago. And if you belong to my parish, I made that abundantly clear in the homilies. But for those of you who belong to other parish families, perhaps this may have slipped through the cracks and that you didn't realize that we've begun a new liturgical year. And yet the first Sunday of Advent is just that. So New Year's resolutions, I think, are quite helpful. They help us to look at the blessings of the last year, the struggles of the last year, and ways in which we can set goals to improve and look forward. Just as sports franchises look to make resolutions to improve, whether they've gone through a long-term rebuild or perhaps are chasing that championship banner or trophy. Each of us as individuals have the opportunity to seek to make resolutions as well. Many people suggest that they're going to lose weight in the new year. 2023 promises to be a great year for that. Perhaps we're going to kick a bad habit like smoking or gambling, excessive drinking, too much work, excessive spending, etc., etc. Perhaps we're making a resolution to spend more time with the people we love. Whatever that resolution may be, I'm encouraging each of us today to take the time to thank God for the blessings of the last calendar year and look for ways to make a resolution to strive to be holy. What are ways in which I can grow in holiness this year? And attach that spiritual resolution to perhaps the physical, financial, or other resolutions that we'll make. Let me give you some suggestions. For those who may struggle in going to confession, why not make a resolution to go to confession and the sacrament of reconciliation and God's mercy once a month? Something very easy to do. And again, call your local parish to find out when they have confessions. Perhaps I can make a resolution to increase my prayer life. Perhaps praying a daily rosary or reading the scriptures each day. Perhaps it might be to read the lives of the saints to inspire me to live a holy life, to be more saintly. Perhaps it could be growing in a different spirituality, Franciscan spirituality, Ignatian spirituality, Carmelite spirituality, etc. Perhaps in a very real practical way, we can see that our resolutions can be both spiritual and physical. For instance, making a resolution to spend more time investing in my marriage with my wife or my husband, spending more time with my children, whether I share common interests with them or not. And when I say this, I don't just mean sitting on a couch watching Netflix or the Maple Leafs game, though that can be fun too, for obvious reasons. What I'm actually saying here is getting to know each other on a more intimate level. Would this not help to make my family holy, like we talked about in yesterday's podcast? So let's think of resolutions, friends, that are not so cumbersome or so big that we're likely to drop them once the weekend ends, but rather something that we can actually sink our teeth into. A resolution that would be pleasing to God, challenge ourselves, and help us to grow. New Year's Eve always represents for me an opportunity for change and personal growth. Perhaps you see it in similar ways. let's commit ourselves to making a resolution that we can really work towards. So by this time next year, we can look back, be proud of ourselves for the resolution we've made, and by God's grace, thank Him for all the courageous moments where we stuck to our guns and made the resolution we make a reality. For God's Playbook, I'm Father Rico. Good luck with your resolutions, friends. God loves you, and so do I.
If you like what you hear, please consider supporting us on our Ko-Fi, Ko-Fi, or GoFundMe at God's Playbook Podcast. Thanks, and God bless.